All right, so I'm going to hit record, and I'm going to share screen and go to this and hit play. And welcome, everybody. So, Lauren, you guys want to start talking, and we'll start this puppy off?
Hey, Todd, will you go ahead and, it doesn't matter. Make sure you move us over to the side. You know your little picture sometimes? I don't know if anyone sees that.
Yeah.
Mom is in the middle.
All right, there we go. How's that?
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome. Can everyone hear me okay? Normally I put headphones in. Should I put my headphones in?
I can hear you great.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me and Todd and Nicole on this Beachbody Coach webinar. It's really a privilege to have this time with you guys, and also for those of you that called in or on this call tonight, or even are watching this call later. Thanks for taking the time out to invest in us and just get to know us a little bit better, as well as just learning about the opportunity with Beachbody. Have I said that yet? I'm a Beachbody coach. This is a Beachbody webinar. It's really exciting. For me, it is about Beachbody. When I first, became a coach, I honestly got into the business not knowing anything other than I knew what P90X was, and I had heard of Insanity, but quite honestly, I had never done any of the programs. I didn't know what Shakeology was. All I knew was I was a former fitness fanatic, as you can see in my picture on the screen. I'm on the top. And I used to go to the gym all the time, and I worked out 6 days a week. Lo and behold, got married, had kids, and honestly, I know if you look at that picture, and most people don't believe me, I didn't work out for 4 years. I didn't work out between my pregnancies, and Beachbody caught me at probably just the right time. It found me. I wasn't looking for this business. I wasn't even looking for the programs, and I actually am so thankful that it found me, because once I was ready to kind of put myself first, for any of you that are on here that are moms, that are watching this, that become moms, after having kids, you quickly realize that you put yourself last. And getting back into shape for me wasn't just about weight loss. It was because I wanted to be comfortable in my own skin again. But getting back into shape really was like, I wanted my clothes to fit again. I wanted to feel better about myself. I had spent 4 years nursing and being pregnant and putting on more weight than I thought ever possible, and just learning to be myself again. The neat thing about that journey, and if you talk to any other Beachbody coach, is that you quickly learn we might get in this because we want to lose weight, or we want to be healthier, or we just want to feel better in our own skin. But then we quickly realize, when you pull all the layers back, that it has nothing to do with our outward appearance, and what we become as Beachbody coaches has everything to do with our inward self. I've learned to be a better person, a better mom, a better friend. I do personal development, which as a stay-at-home mom, I haven't said that yet, I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. As a full-time stay-at-home mom, I wasn't picking up personal development books. I mean, I was changing diapers and wiping butts and barely getting food in my stomach. So, it's crazy the amount of balance, I guess, becoming a coach has created for me, because it just has forced me to just become the best version of myself. And then the energy that I have found that I love so much about this company is that we're all in this to become the best versions of ourselves and put our best foot forward. And really, that's all we're doing. We're not experts, we're not nutritionists, we're not fitness certified people. We literally are just real people that have found solutions that work for us, and Beachbody has just become that vehicle in which we present ourselves through, because we found the things that work for us, and we just want to share that with everyone else around us. So I felt like I said a lot, so I'm going to move it forward on to Coach Nicole. which I'm really excited to introduce because Coach Nicole was one of the very first coaches to sign up on my team. And I have known Nicole for a really long time because our husbands were actually fraternity brothers in college. But what's so cool, again, about this company is we were friends, but Beachbody really pushed us really close together. And we really, at that point, became real friends. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Nicole.
All right, thanks, Lauren. Can you guys hear me okay? Thumbs up.
We can hear you.
Okay. Well, thank you for the introduction. Yes, Lauren and I were friends for a while, actually through our husbands, and we both became moms and wives and then moms at the same time. And I was one of those people that never really enjoyed working out. I didn't think it was fun. I just did it because I was supposed to. And I used to be a dancer, so that to me was fun, and I didn't even think of it as working out. But after having 2 kids, I knew that I had to do something because all of a sudden I couldn't just drop the weight as easily as I used to be able to. So Lauren was telling me one day about this group she's doing. I'm like, what? Oh, T25. Okay, I have 25 minutes. I was working then. I'm a CPA. I'm now a single mom. But at the time, I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. 25 minutes I can do, and I don't want the shakes, but I'll do the workouts. And I thought I was eating healthy. I thought if something had fruit in it, it was healthy. I didn't really know very much about nutrition and health food and that sort of stuff. So Lauren taught me a lot about that, and I just fell in love with Shanti and the program, and I saw results and decided I wanted to be a coach. I was, the accountant in me asked a lot of questions and wanted to know numbers and facts and figures, and she was able to give me enough to get me to join and make me feel comfortable with it. And it was the best thing I've ever done. For a long time, I wondered if, the whole multi-level marketing thing was in the back of my head, but I don't even feel that way anymore. I think this is such an amazing company, and it's shaped who I am today. I am a much happier person. I think I'm a better person. I've learned a lot, and I just attribute all of that to this company and the people that I've met. And it's funny because you say you meet them, some of them you don't ever really meet in person, or you see like once a year, but they're your closest friends. So to me, that's the coolest thing about this. Like, it's something that I can do as a business, but also stay home with my children and take care of them and bring some money in as well, and change and become a better person through personal development. So I just have absolutely loved this organization. And one of the leaders of our team, or our 2 teams, Todd, he's going to speak next, but he has really given Lauren and Lauren's team, who I'm on, he's given us so much direction, and he's such, him and Alicia are such amazing people too, and we just learned so much from them. So I want to thank Todd for all that, and thank Lauren, and then I'll turn it over to you, Todd.
All right, thanks, guys. Just wanted to say hey to everybody that's on the webinar. We're Todd and Alicia Midget. My wife Alicia is actually here. And what's neat about this is that these are 2 completely different teams, but we're the same. We're partners. We're all business partners. We're part of the same organization. So, Lauren and Nicole are Fit to Be Happy, and Alicia and I are NC Fit Club. And, we got into this, or I should say I got into it. I was probably 80-something pounds. My memory is horrible. So sometimes it's 85, sometimes it's 88. I just know I was fat. I was overweight. I needed a change. And I had a really nasty accident, ended up in the hospital. And the doctor basically said that had I not had so much girth around my waist, that I would have, I'd fallen on my back, that I would have probably been paralyzed and broke my spine. And so in one sense, it was like being overweight kind of saved my life. And in the other sense, it was the wake-up call that I needed. And so I remember when we started this, I was a customer, and I, started off with Power 90 and P90X, and then I lost weight, and then, it kind of transitioned from there. And then, 7.5 years ago, we became coaches. And I remember the day we signed up, me coming home and telling Alicia, I'm like, we're going to be coaches, or I'm going to be a coach. And she was like, how much is that going to cost? And I'm like, it's only $15 a month. It's not a big deal. And she's like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, I just want to pay it forward. I just want to do what I was able to do, and what my coach, who was Monica, was able to help me achieve. And I wanted other people that were like me that were in their 30s or 40s, because I was in my 30s when I started. I'm in my 40s now. To know that they, it's not too late. It's never too late to actually start a fitness journey. And you can see that there's a picture of us with Sean and Scott, Sean T from Insanity. And I've had the pleasure of getting to know him and becoming really good friends with him. And this business has allowed me to branch into other areas of fitness and learn things that I never would have learned. And we'll talk more about that later as we go. But, as we move forward, for those of you that don't know, Beachbody's been around. The actual company's been around since 1998 when John and Carl formed the company. And there's a really cool story about, the way Power 90, which was Tony's first program, actually came into existence, and how they created it, and how people never thought that you would actually be able to sell fitness programs off of infomercials, but they believed that they could do it. And I'm not going to do justice or try to retell Carl's story. It's a story that I encourage you to hear sometime. And if those of you that become coaches will hear it, I'm sure. But it's interesting to hear how that conversation and that relationship started to build. And then in 2007 was when they actually launched the Coach Network, which was actually Team Beachbody. And I'm fortunate enough to have Monica, who was assigned to me as my coach when I bought Power 90 and did P90X and did Insanity. She was one of the founding coaches. And the way Team Beachbody came about was when they started to have success with those programs, with the original Power 90 and Slim and Six and those kind of programs that they first started off with, Carl had the option, and this was one of the stories that he told. He sat there in front of these coaches, and when he had a meeting with all these. He selected a group of people that he saw using their programs and having success, and Monica was one of them. And at the time, she was a school teacher in Washington. And he called her down to California. He said, "Come here, I want to talk to you and a group of people about this." And he got up in front of them and he said, "Look, I've watched you guys have amazing success with Power 90, Slim and Six, and these different programs. I think there's something to this. I watch you guys on the message boards," because this was before Facebook. And we used to have these message boards, and I remember those as well. And he was like, "I've watched you guys coach each other and encourage each other and hold you accountable and cheer each other on. And I think there's something to this, and I want to create a network around it. And in order to reward you, I'm going to create a binary compensation plan," which is where the network marketing part of it came in. So it wasn't like, "Hey, I want to create a network marketing company." It was, "Hey, we've got these amazing programs, and I've got two options. I can put them on the shelf at Walmart and sell them through Walmart and Target and other retail stores and let people buy them like they did the Tybo tapes or, Cindy Crawford's whatever, and you name it, or you can think of all the things you've seen on the shelves at Walmart. And I can either sell them that way, or I can take a group of you guys and make you coaches, start this network, and reward you and pay you for recommending these programs and helping these people do what you've done." And that's how the Team Beachbody Network got started. And it's really kind of an amazing thing when you think about it, because now, even 7.5 years later, nothing's changed except for the fact that the company's grown. The programs have gotten amazing. And if you're looking at this slide, I remember when Insanity came out in 2009, because at that point I was kind of like, I was tired of P90X. I was ready for something new. I was ready for Insanity. Like when I heard Insanity was coming out, I was like a kid at Christmas. And then my wife fell in love with TurboFire. So I remember 2010 really, really well when TurboFire came out. And I've always been like a Tony and Sean guy. So then P90X2, and then it was Asylum. And we had a lot of success with Brazil Butt Lift and Les Mills Pump. And I'm going to be honest with you, and this is me speaking as a 7.5-year veteran coach. I remember when Shakeology was created, and we'll talk about Shakeology in a little bit down the line. But I remember when it came out, and I knew nothing about it. And I was like, there's no way that people are going to pay the price for Shakeology. I'm like, I'm not even going to promote this stuff. There's just no way. And I was so glad to not be the CEO of Team Beachbody and not be Carl, because I couldn't have been more wrong. The day that Shakeology came out, I started using it, and I was like, wait a minute, there's something to this. And I remember going to the doctor, and this was back in 2009. I lost the weight. My cholesterol levels had dropped, but they were still above 200, but they were still moderately high. And the doctor told me, he was like, look, he's like, I think you're going to have to go on cholesterol meds. And I just didn't want to do that. My dad had done that. My entire dad's family had done that. I didn't want to continue down that path. Started drinking the Shakeology. 60 days later, I went back to the doctor, and my cholesterol had dropped 48 points. And he looked at me and he was like, what in the world did you do? And I'm like, dude, there's this new thing that we're selling. I'm a coach and it's Shakeology. And he's like, I need to see this stuff. And he's like, do you mind if I refer people to you? And I'm like, heck no. So that was so I remember 2009 really, really well. And I remember feeling really, really foolish about being concerned about the price, because I realized that you sometimes get what you pay for, and there was a lot of value in that. And then as you're looking, it's like they've created new flavors, and it took a long time to get the vegan and the tropical vegan and the vanilla and the strawberry. We were teased about vanilla for a long time. And I remember Carl getting on stage one day at Summit, and he was like, look, we could have vanilla today if we wanted it, but it would require us to put fake vanilla flavoring into the shake, and we just won't do that. And I literally remember there was all the coaches were at Summit. There was probably thousands and tens of thousands of us, and you heard this, like everybody was like disappointed because they actually came out with a vanilla bag and were teasing us with it. He's like, but we're close. And they end up finding that one vanilla bean that had enough vanilla flavor to cover up the other stuff that was in it, so it didn't taste like a bunch of superfoods. It actually tasted like vanilla. And so as the network has grown, and as you're looking at this slide, it's been interesting because it used to be we would get 1 or 2 or maybe 3 things a year if we were lucky. Now we're getting 1 or 2 things every couple of months. The company has grown so fast that they're able to put out amazing products. They're bringing in new trainers. Shakeology's grown. There's the 3-day refresh. There's Beachbody on Demand. There's so many different things that have allowed this company to grow and just turn into this amazing mega monster of kind of awesomeness. And I'll say that, and I'll sound like a homer, but it is what it is. And so anyway, so now I'm going to turn it back over to Lauren after I've gushed all over Team Beachbody and how much I love it. And I'll let Lauren talk about why we're unique.
Todd, I think it was awesome, and the sense of it is awesomeness. And I agree with you. I think that's what I love so much now as a coach when I do share this with customers, is that we do not have like a one size fits all. We have enough variety that there's something for everyone, because we're all different. So I totally agree with that. So if you're looking right now, it says, what makes Team Beachbody unique? We have the fitness, we have the nutrition, we have the peer support, which is the coaches, and then we have the rewards that go with it. What that really means for me specifically, and I think what sticks out, is the word uniqueness. I've been having a lot of conversations with my friends, and if any of you saw my Facebook post today, I've realized now more than ever, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a stay-at-home mom and this is the network that we live in and we're all kind of doing the same thing, but everyone is in some sort of a multi-level marketing company, whether it's jewelry or it is, bags or it's oils or different things like that. I feel like it's around me so much now. It's really been making me think about it a lot more than ever, especially now that I've been a coach for 2.5 years. Again, when I first signed up, I didn't sign up to be a coach, to join a multi-level marketing company, to create this business. Once I got into this and I'd been around and I showed up for Super Saturdays and I got to know my coaches and I got to see the people face to face and I got to go to Summit, I realized that this is a real company and a real business that offers us this incredible structure. But what I think is so unique about us, Beachbody specifically, is that what we lead with first in this business is that we lead, if I can talk right, we lead with a passion for change. We lead with an inspiration of, honestly, almost like an entrepreneurial spirit, that we own our own businesses, that we take pride in who we are and what we do, and we're not just selling someone something. Because in this company, I feel like if you ever are selling someone something, you better stop, because you're gonna have a problem. Because what we're really doing and what makes us so unique is that we're just sharing who we are and what we're doing and how we have found that these products work. And they do work. It is absolutely incredible, the different amount of exercises. I've done PIO. I'm now a PIO instructor, and I absolutely love the program, but I've also done T25, and I've done the new Master Hammer and Chisel. But again, what I think it makes us so different and so unique from a business standpoint, especially with the difference between these other companies, is, there's these big buy-ins where people spend $1,000, $6,000. Ours is $15. And I think the difference is, like, we don't go in this with the mindset that I'm making this huge investment because I'm turning this into a sales job where I'm going to get a profit out of it. I think we all go in with good intentions, with an open heart, because we've seen what it does for us and the impact that it's made in our own lives. And we just want to pay that forward, and we want to share that with everyone around us. So I just think that's what definitely makes Beachbody unique and different. And I don't know if, Todd or Nicole, you want to add anything to that, but hopefully that kind of sums it up, at least, as much as I can. I could go on all day about it, but enough that why we kind of are different, I think, when it comes to other health and fitness companies or other multi-level marketing companies. Todd went ahead and changed the slide. We're looking at Shakeology. Honestly, if you really, really look closely to this picture, it's phenomenal because there are 70, they've highlighted all 70 different ingredients that go into your Shakeology. For me personally, I had done a million different kind of protein shakes in the past because I like to go to the gym and I like to have a protein shake. Back in like 2008, when I didn't know what Beachbody was and Shakeology wasn't really around, honestly, if I could have grabbed for Shakeology before I ever grabbed for a protein shake, you better believe after taking Shakeology and understanding what's in it and why I benefit from it, I would have had that Shakeology all day long. And I think as a new mom specifically, when I first signed up, I'll be honest, Shakeology is pricey. It seems very expensive, and it's just like Todd said earlier, it is going to be pricey, but what you're getting out of it is a 10-fold return than you are if you're going to go and buy another just, basic protein shake, or say it's a supplement, but it doesn't have the pureness that is in Shakeology. They've really formulated it to really work the mechanics of our body. They give you the probiotics and the prebiotics and the phytonutrients. And did you know that it has 2 servings of vegetables for those people that hate vegetables? And did you know the best part about it, as a busy mom of 2 little kids under the age of 5, it's one less meal that I have to go shopping for, one less meal that I've got to cook, one less meal that I've got to clean up for, and one less meal that I end up throwing out because I totally forgot about it. And the best part about it is our lives are hectic and it's busy. And you know what? In a perfect world, if I could sit and cook 5 meals a day, that would be awesome. And if you look back in, the 1800s, and the women stayed home and the men went and hunted, they cooked all day. I mean, that is what they did. They had to feed themselves. Well, let's be realistic, because that's not going to happen. The second best thing to that, in my opinion, really is Shakeology. Literally, like, I plan my day around the fact of, like, where can I fit in my Shakeology that benefits me? For example, today I had a business meeting, and then I had to go to the school, and I knew I wasn't going to have time for lunch. So I pre-packed my almond milk and my Shakeology on the side, and I tossed it, and I just kept going on with my day. And the best part about it is I knew that I just fed myself one of the healthiest things that I could have had, especially if my alternative would be something that was processed or came out of I don't even know how to put it. I just know that it makes my life easier. It makes me feel better. It gives me the energy I want. And if I could have had this 10 years ago and paid for it, I 100% would have signed up and done it all over again. I think that's all that I got for Shakeology, unless you guys want to add something. I'm going to turn it over to you, Nicole.
Okay, well, the only thing I was going to say about Shakeology, there's several people I know that, have done the workouts. They'll be like, oh, it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. Well, then they add in the Shakeology element, and suddenly they get results. My dad hadn't done any of the workouts, but he's someone that just from Shakeology, he started out 250 pounds just from Shakeology and eating better. He's now under 200 pounds and is no longer considered pre-diabetic. He got stopped taking his meds. So, there's examples like that of a lot of people on our team. I know it helps some people on our team that have Crohn's disease. It helps them regulate that sort of stuff. So there's so many benefits of it, even just in our team alone. And then if you think of all the people that we're helping, it's just astronomical. So, and then just quickly about these programs, this is just the other element. And the big thing I want to say here is that there literally is a solution for everybody. People like Lauren that go to the gym, she uses Beachbody on demand to get all her different varieties. She does it through
every day.
Yeah. And I don't use that as much, but today my kids were playing a game on the Xbox, and I did on demand because they were in the room with all my stuff. So I did it on the computer. And there's just so many alternatives for somebody who doesn't have time. You've got to do 30 minutes, or someone that wants to lift weights. There's something for everybody. So that's the beauty of the programs that we have to offer, as well as the weight loss elements like 3-day refresh or ultimate reset, things that don't involve physical activity, but there's still, supplements and things that can do something for you and make you healthy. So if we want to keep going, one of the things that you've probably seen over time are the proven results, and there are so many different, as you can see them popping up. These are all people that have done a program or taken Shakeology and have posted their before and after photos for whatever they've done to Beachbody. And the reason people do this is A, because they're proud, because these look at these changes, they're amazing. But also, if you submit your results, you can get, just for submitting your before and after photos to Beachbody, you get a free t-shirt for whatever program you've completed. So I have like 8 or 9 of them. That's awesome, I love that. And also, you can get money, you can get cash prizes, all the way up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars. If your story inspires them enough. So it's definitely worth, or you can be in an email like Lauren Belcher. She's in one of our custom emails for 3-day refresh. So anyway, as you know, our product obviously work. One of the other key elements to Beachbody is the peer support, as you can see here. We are really a cohesive group that support one another and support, our mission to help people get healthy and live fulfilling lives. And, the biggest thing for me is the camaraderie that I found from people. Like the people I said earlier, the people that I've met on, our team alone, maybe I've only met them once, but I know them so well, and I know their families just from talking to them and being in these groups with them. And so I feel like there is this real cohesiveness on our team, and we're all kind of going for the same goal, help people get healthy and help people change their lives. This slide here shows you, we want to talk to you a little bit about what a coach should be. A lot of people have these preconceived notions that if you're a coach, you have to be, an expert in nutrition or know everything there is to know about every single workout program. And that's not the case. And I'm a prime example of that. When I started coaching, that's kind of what I thought. And that was one of the reasons I was so, hesitant to do it and asking more and all these questions, because I don't know a lot about nutrition. I didn't know a lot about fitness. I just knew that I found something that worked for me and that was helping me lose weight and was helping me feel better about myself and give me more energy. And so Lauren said, Nicole, that's all you need to do. You just share your story, you share what you're doing, and you follow the 3 vital behaviors, which is what are, the 3 vital behaviors of our Beachbody company. And I'll go through them with you briefly. One is sharing your story, inviting people, telling them about what you're doing, because you might inspire someone, or someone can relate to you and say, oh, gee, if that worked for her, she's like me, she's a busy mom, that might work for me too. Also, the second vital behavior is proof of the product. So one of the things Lauren did tell me, I remember her saying, is there was one time when I was like, why don't drink my Shakeology on the weekends? And she gave me this look, and she's like, why aren't you drinking it on the weekends? You need to be drinking it every day. And that was just the thing, another reason why I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm like, oh, you're right. Why would I not want to have that healthy, nutritious drink on the weekends too, to be healthy? So going through the programs and drinking the Shakeology and proving that these products do work. That's something that we pride ourselves in. And the last one is personal development, and probably the most important for those of us that are coaches. We all kind of feel this way. Lauren called it her armor, because it's something that as you're going through life, you're going to have setbacks, and these workout programs are hard and they're frustrating. And changing your diet is hard. It's frustrating. And going through reading these personal development books and how to better yourself really, makes you feel okay with it. It makes you realize that you can, keep going through this, and you're going to get through it, and you're going to get better. And you'll have some of those struggles maybe as a coach too, but that's where personal development comes in. You really have to put that armor on and make yourself a better person. I don't know. Do either of you have anything else you want to add about what a coach should be? Or
the only thing I would add is that those two things that I put in there today. We run into this all the time, and for those of you that are watching this, a lot of people think, especially customers of ours, that have this fear of being a coach because they think that they have this image in their head of that they think they have to be perfectly fit or have what they think is the perfect fitness coach body, or look like Shanti, or look like Autumn Calabrese, or look like Sagi or Shalene, or any of them. And it's not. I mean, it's about, on the right side in the yellow where it talks about the co-pilot, there's a lot of coaches on our team and a lot of coaches in the network that are still on their fitness journey. And we call it the co-pilot approach, where it's like, let's say you've lost 30 or 40 pounds, or let's say you've even lost 5 or 10 pounds, but you still have 10, 20, 30, 40, or even more to go. That doesn't mean that you can't be a coach, because people that are out there that are watching you are going to relate to the struggle that you're going through, because you're going to be more relatable to them than somebody that doesn't have a lot of weight or a little bit of weight to lose. And so a lot of times we've seen coaches do what I call the co-pilot approach, where it's like, hey, I'll be your coach and we'll go on this journey together, and I'll be your co-pilot. We'll do it together. I'll struggle with you. I'll sweat with you. We'll both have our journeys. We'll both have our fitness goals. And I hate to tell you, for those of you that are watching, unfortunately, the journey, I don't think ever ends. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm never going to be happy with where I'm at. I mean, I can do max 30 or Insanity Asylum or T25 or you name it, and get a great after picture, and then 2 weeks of eating ice cream, and I'm right back where I started. So, I mean, it's like life happens and the journey never stops. So anyway.
I absolutely agree with that. It really never does. And, my goals in the beginning have changed over time, and you're always working and improving yourself. So now, as we talked about, there are benefits for being a coach, but they're different for everybody. Like me, for example, I'm a stay-home mom. I've got 2 little kids. I love that I can drop them off at preschool and pick them up from preschool. And, sometimes, like today, my son's home with pink eye, but, I can get focused and get my hour of time when I need to get it. So, it might be 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, if that's what I want to do, wake up and have that quiet time. But it allows me to be home with them and be a part of their lives, and also help others through this coaching business. That's my name. And Lauren, you're kind of the same way, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the cool thing about you, Nicole, is you, even when after having your first 2 children, you actually were still a working mom for a long time. So I think you've seen both sides of it, working as a CPA, what that looked like, being a busy person, having a full-time job, as well as a stay-at-home mom. And I don't know about you guys. I think my biggest fear, and one of the coolest things that I think Beachbody opened up my eyes, and I really mean it when I say I feel like this company inspires you to dream and just to be the best version of yourself and live again a lot more, is the fact.
Are you there? Lauren, you there? Yo, hello.
Do that. I don't have to do that one day. I don't have to put myself in a position where I'm going to end up being a teacher and I have to confine myself to someone else's rules. And I think the coolest thing, and you'll probably see this a lot with some of the Beachbody coaches, is that we truly are driven to create a life by our own design. And what that means is I can create wealth for me and my family to a position where I control my hours and I control where I am and where I want to be. And the realization of that for me was one of the coolest things I've ever seen when I got to that point as a Beachbody coach. So I just wanted to add that in.
Yeah, and I think, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
My connection actually dropped a little bit.
You're good.
The same thing as I'd echo what you guys. What I love about the 3 of us is that we come at it from all different areas. I mean, Lauren is a stay-at-home mom. Nicole is a CPA, stay-at-home mom, and And, for me, it's allowed Alicia and I to actually be home together as a married couple. And that wasn't always the case. And it's definitely allowed us to do things, pay off debt, experience things that we never would have experienced, which kind of takes us into some of the rewards. Like in about 3.5 weeks, we're going on a cruise. It'll be our third cruise. We've been to the Bahamas. We've been to Cancun. We've been to Disney. We've done leadership retreats in Phoenix and where was that one? Dana Point in California. Our daughter Carly, who's about to turn 14, has probably experienced more in the last 7.5 years because of this company and because of what it's allowed us to do financially than I ever experienced as a kid. And, in some ways it kind of spoiled her, but in other ways, obviously as parents, for those of you that had kids, that's what we want. I mean, we want to spoil our kids and do for them things that we couldn't do. The other thing I would add about this as far as a financial reward is I was a radio guy. I worked in radio and television for a long time, and for probably close to 15 years, or at least since 9/11, radio's been hurting. And I was a freelance radio guy, and I went for probably from 9/11 till now, if not before, I never got a raise, and I was always in jeopardy of losing my job, and eventually actually ended up losing that money. And thank God I had this to fall back on, because we had built a business that was ours and that nobody could take away. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, when's the last time you gave yourself a $7,000 raise or a $20,000 raise or a $30,000 raise? And we've had years where we've been able to do like leadership bonuses and things like that for growing a successful team. And I tell my coaches, I'm like, you can give yourself a raise, which is something that I had not been able to do working for somebody else. And and that's a mentality that you kind of have to get used to. And it's a mentality that you can't, I wouldn't expect you to have that mentality going into this. If those of you that are watching decide to become a coach, that's where the personal development comes in that they were talking about a second ago. And we help you understand that there's a lot of untapped potential inside of you that allows you to pay it forward if you go into this for the right reasons. And it's funny, I was just doing a call for a coach out in Portland right before we did this webinar, and I was talking to his team, and I kind of reminded them, I'm like, look, I didn't sign up for this because it was an MLM or because it was network marketing. That just happens to be how we get paid. The last time I checked, I don't think anybody's lives was ever saved or changed by selling Tupperware or Mary Kay. Not that those products aren't amazing. I'm not dissing those products. I'm saying that what is different about this and what you're hearing about tonight is that we signed up because we literally and physically want to change people's lives and pay it forward. And by doing that and actually only just focusing on caring about other people, you can get rewarded for it financially. And there should be no guilt in that, because it's an amazing feeling to watch somebody lose 30 pounds, regain their self-confidence, feel better in their marriage, be a more active mom. Or I was telling this story a little while ago, a lady that we helped lose 30 pounds that wanted to set up her match profile on Match.com, and she just needed to lose 30 pounds to feel confident enough to start dating again. And to be a part of that journey and to watch her actually get to the day where she actually creates the profile on Match.com and signs up, and to know that you were just a small part of that, that's the actual reward to me. That's the reward that you can't put a price tag on. And it comes through all the things that we're talking about. It comes through telling your story and learning how to do that, and personal development and all that kind of stuff. And I think Nicole's going to talk about, or whichever one is going to talk about, the outstanding support and what we do.
Yeah, Todd, thank you so much for sharing that. The cool thing is about this from the business standpoint is when you become a coach, the investment is $15.95 a month. Honestly, when I first signed up, I said, I want a discount on my Shakeology. I do want to help people. Shoot, for the price of $16 a month, okay, sign me up. But what I didn't realize is when I did become a coach and I did go all in, this company gives you all the tools and the mechanics that you need to make yourself successful, especially from a business standpoint. Because I think some people might be scared that they don't have management training, or they might be scared that they don't have sales training, or that they haven't been in a position where they have to be in a leadership role, or that they have to do these kinds of things. And what's unique about the company is, number one, you have an upline sponsor. that helps guide you through this process. Todd, you mentioned that earlier with Monica, and I'm sure Monica was there guiding you through the process from the very beginning. And outside of that upline sponsor, as you can tell from this call, we're a community. We're a community of the same like-minded people that are here to support each other. We're in each other's groups. We help each other, lend a hand. Even people that aren't in my direct sponsorship, I'm always sharing what I can to help those people and just expect the same from them. But what's cool about Beachbody is you get the stuff that takes you through the steps from day one. How do you sign up? Where do you put your information in? How do you even get yourself out there? And then you go through all these different training things like Coach Basics and Emerald trainings, and then it gets more complicated, starts talking about diamond and all these pretty little rubies, and you're like, what are all these? But the neat thing is it's all laid out for you. It's beautifully said. And the cool thing about it is we don't have to house any of our products. For $15 or $16 a month, Beachbody does the shipping for us. Beachbody sends the products out for us. We do not have to house them. We do not have to go set up shop and have people come show up at our house and sell X amount of dollars. They take care of all that mechanics. And I think if you look at it from a business standpoint, that would cost you a fortune. It would absolutely cost you a fortune. If you do end up signing up as a coach after this call, or you reach out to your coach and you want to learn more about this business, and even if you are a brand new coach, there's a really unique call from one of our top Beachbody coaches, by the way, out of 400,000 coaches, Lindsay Matway. She shared this amazing, incredible call that talked about, you know what, we are given, and I like how she put it, she goes, we are given the opportunity to run let's, for example, use a franchise business. Most franchise businesses, we're talking legitimate businesses, you dump thousands upon thousands of dollars in just to ask those companies to give you the same kind of tools and things that we need to run a business. Well, our business is $16. The only difference is you need to treat it like a real business, and you will see exponential success from this that is sometimes just mind-boggling, that just by lending a hand and supporting someone, and again, just putting your best foot forward, the return that you get back. And I haven't said this yet, and hopefully you guys can hear this in this call. I think the biggest thing that you'll realize from this team and from the company is it's about relationships. It's about relationships with your customers, relationships with your friends, relationships with other coaches. We're really in this business about people. We want to help people, and that just means that you're in a relationship with someone. So that's all I have for how that works with the $15.95 a month and what you get out of that.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to add to that about, and I'm going to gush on you and Nicole for a second, is that, those of you that are watching this, you're hearing things from two different teams, but like she said, we're business partners. So like Nicole and Lauren have done an amazing job of building this very, how would I describe it? I would describe it as a team of very strong, like-minded women that are most of them are stay-at-home moms, and they have this amazing connection. A lot of our women coaches will actually get involved on their team page and get something from them that they can learn from them, and then still have us. And it's nice because Lauren and Nicole do such an amazing job of running these free clean eating groups or sugar detoxes or water challenges, or you name it. They've come up with some type of a free challenge to just help people embrace the idea of change and work them slowly into the idea of doing something a little bit more hardcore or Beachbody program related. And so it's nice to have these two amazing women on this call and my wife, Alicia, that I can lean on, because our team has a lot of married couples. And it's like, there's things that you can do with this business as a married couple. And it's nice to be able to call Lauren or call Nicole or, call anybody on our team, because it's a large team, and be like, hey, I need some advice on this, or what do you think about this, or what do you think about that? And so I just wanted to add that in. And like you said, it's only $15.95 a month, which can be a huge positive. But I'm glad you said what you said about treating it like a business, because that is true. It's like, that's what you can, if you treat it like a business, you're going to get amazing rewards. And I think I just kind of covered this slide without the slide was there. So we do a lot of stuff. We do team calls. Lauren has a team call. We have a team call. We do calls like this where we partner up together. And then, there's options about being a coach versus being a customer. And on the left side, you see the lady that says coach or discount coach. Lauren sometimes refers to them as, and Nicole refer to them as preferred customers. Either way, it's the same thing. So like there are people out there that want to go on a fitness journey, and maybe you just want to save money on the products, or save $15 on your Shakeology. you can do a discount coach. And what's funny about discount coaches or preferred customers, whichever one you prefer, I'll call you the king of Zimbabwe if that makes you feel more comfortable. But the point of it is that you'll save a little bit of money, and most discount coaches or preferred customers end up being coaches at some level, because what happens is you start on this program, you start losing a little bit of weight, and actually the lady that cleans our house is a very good friend of ours. Her name's Katie. She signed up as a discount coach. She did 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme. And next thing you know, people started noticing that she was losing weight. They started asking questions. They're like, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm doing 21 Day Fix. And she was like, and she would call me up and she's like, so can they buy it from me? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, otherwise you can send me the $30 and I'll be more than happy to take $30 or $40 all day long. She's like, no, I could use $30 or $40. I'm like, well, then here's where you send them and you can make some money. And she was here a couple of weeks ago and she had this smile on her face and I'm like, what's up? And she was like, I just got a check for like $160. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. She's like, yeah, that's really cool. And I'm like, yeah, $160 can, to some people and to all of us, is a big deal. So there is that option of being a discount coach, because I think sometimes I like to call it a coaching camouflage, because it's like you're a coach in camouflage. People don't have to know you're a coach. You don't have to actually do any of the coaching things, but you have that option if and when the day comes. Worst case scenario, you save a little bit of money. You get 25% off of anything to buy when the new programs come out and so on and so forth. And then obviously there's the customer standpoint. And we have some amazing customers that have been with us through multiple challenge groups. I mean, I don't know what do you call them? You call them the diehards or whatever. I mean, it's like whatever comes out next, they're like, all right, what are we doing? When are we doing it? Where's the challenge group? And they go with us. And so that's pretty much what that's all about. But I also know that there's people out there that love the numbers. And so like if you're one of these people that think numbers and statistics are sexy, then you are going to love what Nicole has to share for you.
Yes, I do happen to think numbers are very exciting, being an accountant mind. So this just shows you kind of the different options of how you can join. And for those of you who aren't familiar, joining, if you ever purchase a challenge pack anytime, you can join as a coach for free. There's a $40 fee typically, but if you have purchased a challenge pack or you do when you sign up, that money is waived. And a challenge pack is the combination of a fitness program and a 30-day supply of Shakeology. It will put you on home direct, so you will get it every 30 days. And this is really the best bang for your buck, as you know, for signing up for a coach, because you get the fee waived, and you know, for any of your challengers or anyone who wants to start on their fitness journey. It pulls the nutrition aspect and the fitness together, so it's really the best of both worlds. It's probably going to get everybody the best results. You can sign up as by purchasing Shakeology HD, and HD means home direct. That's just the auto ship that comes every 30 days. For that option, you would have to pay $40 to sign up, which again, $40 for everything for your own business is amazing. But there are ways to even avoid that fee, just by purchasing something you were going to purchase anyway. And the last option, people can always just purchase a fitness program, and you can sign up, or you can just go on and sign up and pay $40 and I believe purchase nothing. But that's probably not
Nicole, it's not on there. I think it's really important to share any sort of military. Anyone that's military does not pay for a sign-up fee, and you also have the monthly $15.95 waived because Beachbody honors our military service and really pays that forward. So for any of you that are military or know people that are military, you do not pay the $15.95 a month, and you do not pay the $39.95 when you sign up, as long as you're either a veteran or you are an active standing service.
And if you're active, I believe it includes spouses too.
Correct. Yes,
military spouse for active military people. So yeah, that's a great point, Lauren. So it is such a good deal for anyone who's part of the military, because you don't have that monthly fee or the sign up fee. And you're still getting the 25% discount on your Shakeology. But just to touch, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but the $16 a month covers all different kinds of things for you that are in the back office, all kinds of training, any marketing tools that you could possibly want, things you can create. Some people create flyers for live, TikToks that they do, or you can, move a post or Facebook, and you've got all that stuff on there, as well as the trainings, all the information about the program. So if somebody asks you something and you don't know, you can go back and look for how many workouts are there, how long you can.
Hey, Nicole, I think we're, sorry, I think we're losing you a little bit, but so sorry.
That's okay.
No, that's okay. I think one of the main things to point out too is this might be overwhelming because you look at this and say, what is technical support and what do I need to know about marketing? The cool part is it's all set up for us in the back office once we learn how to use that. But outside of that, you always have an upline sponsor and you have this incredible team that can help take you through this stuff. So you don't literally just sign up and then you're handed your paper and you got to figure it all out. It gets figured out for you. So the option to join as a customer is the same as a coach, except you're not going to save the 25% when you sign up, but you will save 10% off if with the first option you sign up for a challenge pack. Average savings anywhere between $50 and $80. It always is the best bang for your buck. We have incredible challenge packs, some called Kickstarters, which can include the 3-day refresh, as well as Shakeology, as well as your program, as well as the Beachbody On Demand, which is what Nicole said earlier, my absolute favorite thing about one of our products that we have now. But you have that option to pick your program, pick your shake, and then get the benefits to go along with it. Or honestly, if fitness journey is not for you right now, but you do want the nutritional support, you can always sign up for Shakeology HD. You will save money by being on the HD versus just purchasing Shakeology for 1 month. You end up spending more money on shipping and you lose some of the benefits. There are the incredible fitness programs that we've said to you guys earlier that Todd talked about in the very beginning. I truly believe that the company has created enough for everyone. I literally do not have a customer that I can't say to them based on their lifestyle, their likes, what they prefer to do, or even their injuries or the restrictions that they have, that I can't find something for them when it comes to our fitness programs. They're really state-of-the-art, phenomenal. Todd can speak for this himself. He's really close friends with Sean T. And if you've ever done T25 or Insanity, the guy will give you abs. I mean, he gave me abs after a baby, which is I've never had like that, and I thought that was out of this world. So Todd knows that guy can kick your butt. So the programs are phenomenal. And I think the best thing that signed me up as a Beachbody coach in the very beginning is that our money back guarantee. Honestly, I tell my customers that are on the fence or they're not sure about something, I go, what do you have to lose? Who can sign up and buy lunch for $4 a day for 30 days and then turn around and say, you know what, I didn't like it, didn't work for me? Who gets lunch for free for $4 a day? I mean, we genuinely believe and back these products, and Beachbody backs the products to the extent that you get 21-day fix and you did the workouts and you hurt yourself or you didn't like it or it just wasn't for you, send it back. And even as a coach, I tell my customers, if this does not fit you, please send it back. I do not want you to waste your money on that, but that doesn't happen very often. But when it does, the cool part about it is that they back up their products and you always get your money back. So in the next 24 hours, if you're watching this video or a coach has sent this to you, they will ask you to watch it and they'll follow up with you. I just want you guys to think about what you liked most about the presentation. Does the Team Beachbody feel like a good fit for you? Is this something that kind of fits in your goals in life right now? And does this appeal to you as a customer or just as a coach? You know, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a discount coach? Do you want to be a coach? Or do you just want to be a customer and you like the company and the products are cool?
Yeah, and that's, it's funny you should say that because it's like we've got customers that would be amazing coaches, and one of them is Jen Faber, who's a really good friend of ours and a cop and a former coach, and I've all but begged her. I'm like, Jen, I need you as a coach on my team because you could help so many people, and she's like, I love you, mean it, but I'm just going to stay a customer. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll just keep sending each other funny videos on Facebook and being friends, and you'll be in all my challenge groups, and that's awesome. So, just think about what you've heard tonight about, what becoming a coach could do for you. Think about some of the people in your life that you could possibly help, friends or family or even people that you don't even know yet. And think about what some of your goals and dreams are. And that might sound really weird to some of you to sit there and go, what are my goals and dreams? And I'll tell you, before I signed up as a coach, and I think Lauren did a really good job talking about this earlier about what the personal development does in this business, because think about, for those of you that have had transformations with these programs, and let's say you did T25 and you did a round of it and you lost 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 pounds, think about the person that you were before that program and the person that you were when you finished that program, and what changed about you and your confidence levels and your mentality and your outlook on life in general. And so just imagine taking that and taking it one step further and actually thinking about, okay, well, if I can do this with my fitness, what could I do with it as a business? Could I pay off a credit card debt? Do I have kids who need a college fund? Do I have a wife or a partner or a spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend that I would love to have home because they work 70, 80 hours a week? Are you in a job that you absolutely hate and you are just passionate about helping people and paying it forward? Then I think those are some of the things that you need to think about. I mean, the last time I checked, we only get one spin on this earth, and we need to make the most of it. And I wasn't always of that mentality until this business came into my life, and it was because it saved my life, not only from a physical standpoint, but I think it saved my marriage. I think it saved things that my family would have not experienced and experienced negatively had this company not come into me or into my life and allowed me to start up NC Fit Club and allowed these two ladies, amazing ladies, to start Fit to Be Happy. So with that, I'm going to unshare the screen and go back to all your beautiful faces. So now you can actually see us. And there's Alicia. Yay, Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
So does anybody have any questions? And I know there's coaches on here and there's some guests on here. And I know what was his name? There were some other people on here that I can't remember. But is there anybody that has any questions? Grant, there you are. I know Grant's a guy that's in her Hammer and Chisel group. If you have a question, just raise your hand. We can unmute you, or you can unmute yourself and let us know. And don't feel like you have to have a question.
Come on, I like questions.
Grant, how bad does Hammer and Chisel suck?
I love it.
Oh, man, I've been hearing amazing things. I can't wait to do a round. I've heard Alicia, look at them guns. Look at them guns. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, then we can let you guys go. We appreciate your time. Nicole, you guys, or Lauren, you guys have anything you want to add to this?
No, I just want to add really quick in the last. I think because we lead forward with be the best version of yourself. Oh, by the way, why don't you become a coach because you're doing such an awesome job? We don't necessarily sign up and do personal development and be ready to go. And we're not the perfect body. So we don't just come out already prepackaged all perfectly. I think we go into this and it evolves. And I think the cool thing for me is once it evolved from a business standpoint, this is a compound effect. You know, you're not going to come in and sign up and make a crap load of money from the beginning. And honestly, you're probably going to work for, some money that you're like, really? I'm tired. And that was $30. Like, that's crazy. But, for me as a newer coach, still, and someone who is balancing being a dedicated full-time stay-at-home mom to my kids and making them a priority while becoming a Beachbody coach and running my business, I think one of the coolest, and I just wanted to share this with you guys, just because I don't think we talk about the financial stuff because we don't lead with that. But when it's there, it's pretty phenomenal. I have had a blessing enough to be a stay-at-home mom. But the cool part that I thought was really fun this year for me was when I signed my kids up for preschool, I was standing in line with all the other moms that were getting ready to kind of budget. All right, what am I paying for both kids? What does that come out to every month? What's my first check going to be? And they were just figuring out, what's the first check going to be between the two kids and the days that they picked. And I have been planning all year long because for me, the coaching business has become an opportunity to pay for my kids' preschool with one big check. And it was the coolest feeling. And I didn't really realize that that's what I was doing and that was really that big of a deal. But I was standing in line with my mom friends and they're figuring out, what's their monthly total. And I was trying to figure out, all right, what's the total for the full year? And they looked at me like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just going to pay for the year. And they're like, oh, that must be nice. And I was like, oh, you know what? I didn't say it to him, but I was like, as a matter of fact, $6,000 and something written as one check really quick and bam, here you go. And I don't have to worry about a monthly payment and what's going to happen if, we lose the money or we can't find it or something comes up and we can't pay for something. That was pretty freaking cool. And Beachbody gave me that, and that's pretty stellar. And you know what? that may have been my full first year salary, and it wasn't much, but that was more than I was doing just being a stay-at-home mom, taking care of my kids, and just going through life every day. I was able just to contribute in a way that just, I don't know, it's hard to put into words. Does that make sense to you guys? It was a pretty cool feeling. So I just wanted to add that in.
And yeah, and I don't know, did we mention the fact that they can cancel their coach account at any time, by the way?
True, yes, they can.
Yeah.
Hassle-free. I love Beachbody. It's hassle-free, and I tell people that all the time. If you sign up and you got something, you don't like it, or they charge you for something, but you didn't know you were going to have it, just make a phone call. It's not a big deal. They cancel stuff. They make it easy.
And I can promise you, between the three of us, and that's not even, there are so many coaches on our team that are amazing, but I can promise you that one of the 3 or 5 million people that we know will find an answer for you if you guys have a question. But
Very true.
in the meantime, you guys will be hearing back from somebody. It might be us. It might be the person that sent you this. We appreciate your time on a Thursday night. Nicole, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know if my audio is okay, but is it good?
It's okay.
It's all right. We're gonna. Lauren's gonna use her Beachbody check to buy you a new microphone.
Seriously.
Be my present to you, Nicole.
I'm kidding, because we love you, Nicole. That's the kind of camaraderie we have as a team. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining us, and we will I hope you all have an amazing weekend, or whatever time of the year or day it is that you guys watch this. And we will see you guys later.
Awesome. Thanks, Todd. Thanks everyone for